You know those games that manage to give characters distinct voices without using voice acting at all? Games like Undertale or Celeste do this with tiny sound effects that play while text appears. So I built my own version, using my voice in a small program that turns dialogue into weird little character sounds. This was mostly used for my own circumstances and for a game I've been working on, called Borderline Syndrome. Shameless plug real quick. Here's a demo from my game with Ruby, the main protagonist, and her voice line. And the fun part is that every character can have their own voice settings. Hi, I'm Sienna. Welcome to the Curiosity Cafe, a hobby and fun-based channel where we explore different hobbies and skills. Today, we're making a simple dialogue voice system, the kind of thing games use when they want characters to sound expressive without recording full voice lines, which is perfect for indie developers who do not have the budget or emotional stamina to voice act thousands of lines. Instead of recording real dialogue, games like Undertale just play a tiny little sound effect every time a letter appears on the screen. So when text types out like this, each character triggers a small sound, something pre-recorded by yours truly. This is what creates the illusion that the character is talking. So let's get into the abouts. Instead of using just one sound, I recorded a small library of random vocal noises. Oh, and it's in this folder here, in a folder with the code and outputs. There's 4 folders with sounds: long, melodic, rough, and soft. The program randomly chooses one of these sounds every time a letter appears or a word appears in the code. But the part I really like is that each character can have their own voice settings, and we'll get into that too. So basically, when you run the code that I have in my GitHub, you can either run the typing GUI, so the GUI or the GUI version, or you can just do it in command line too, just like this. So we just called the code real quick and our dialogue voice generator pops up. In our text field, we're gonna type whatever we want our character to say. It doesn't really matter. This is just used so they have, the code knows what word to line up with which sound. It's completely randomized. It doesn't really matter. It's just for length, really. So we can say, hi, I'm Sienna. Welcome to my, oh my goodness, cafe. And then here you can choose a category. We have mixed, which means that you can choose a variety of, and it'll do all of them mixed up. We can do long, which are longer voice lines, like a sentence that I randomize and also reverse, so it doesn't sound like a sentence in English, but maybe to like aliens or something it could be. Hello. Melodic, I like melodic voice tones like la la, wah, rough, stuff like that, and soft, aha, bing bong. Very like similar to melodic, but more soft, I would say. So we can choose soft for this. The pitch and semitones. If you don't know what pitch is and semitones, just do like, I would do -2 to like 2 to start. So for me, I'm gonna do 2. Speed multiplier means how fast the words are gonna, or how fast the sounds are gonna be. So let's do, in this example, 1.5. And then we'll just have the output go to typingvoice.ogg, which is the original name for this. I've renamed it, and we're going to go with the new name from now on in the new GitHub code. But for now, this is what we have. So I'll generate it, and it'll say success. Save to outputs/typingvoice.ogg. And yes, they are going to be OGG files right now because that's what I have it set to for RPG Maker. RPG Maker is what I use for my my project and my video game, Borderline Syndrome, and that's why we are using OGGs as our outputs. You can use anything though. Okay, so typing voice. Let's see what it sounds like.
Ooh, ooh, pop, ding, 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 bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong.
So that's it. That's basically one of the voice lines. So that's how it sounds. It's like very poppy, as you saw with Ruby's voice lines as well. So as you could see, we were able to customize each character voice. So each character can have a completely different voice line, voice settings, and all that jazz, which is really good and really useful. The program works in a few simple steps. First things first, you're going to go to GitHub. Wherever you have got GitHub located, grab GitHub, open the code that is in the description box, and you're going to fork or download the entire code. You can get the folders too, that's fine. Make sure you get the README, the tutorial, the voice guide, all that good jazz. And then there should be 2 scripts in there, a typing GUI and a typing voice.py. They should be exactly the same. We're going to go over a quick tutorial of how to do the code, or like how I did the code, but it's really not a necessity to understand the code as long as you can use it. And you can use command line. However, there are a quick few dependencies that you will need for this code. So typing voice, which is originally called, is a simple CLI or command line interface generator of the sound system used for dialogues in games like Celeste and Undertale, but with my own voice, of course. So first things first, the dependency that's most important is that you have Python 3.10, and it has to be 3.10. It cannot be higher. It can't be 3.11. It can't be the newest version. You can, however, have multiple versions of Python downloaded onto your PC if you're not aware. And you would just have to put them in your environmental path to get them to make sure that it can call for it, if that makes sense. And how I did it in my command line interface was probably how you should do it too, where you can call it using pi dash and then the version number. So in case you want to do a virtual machine or anything like that, that's possible too. Pip installer makes life easier. If you don't know what pip is, I really recommend just really quickly just Google searching pip for Python specifically. Make sure that you get that with your Python download for the 3.10 if you don't have it already. PyDub, you're going to use pip for in this installing dependencies right here. So PyDub is what loads, edits, and exports our audio files. That's what it requires our 3.10, I believe. FFmpeg or libav are necessities for non-WAV files like MP3. I think OGG might also require FFmpeg. I'm not 100% sure, but if you want to work just with WAV files, WAV files, then just go with the basics. And simple audio is for live playback if desired. So here we go. Installing our dependencies, you're just going to put this in your command line, okay? Wherever you installed Python or wherever your script is. So if your script is in, say, your normal folders, then that's fine. So pi-3.10-m for manual, I think, pip install PyDub simple audio. And you can do the FFmpeg as well. Code examples. So here's where everything is. Our inputs are as follows. There's a text, category, pitch, speed, and output name. The categories are, again, melodic, soft, rough, long, or mixed. So I believe that the original script has mixed. If it does not, the GUI or the GUI definitely has mixed in it. So general example is just this code, but a full example of how to actually call the script and do it in the CLI is like this. And the output location is /outputs right here. And then obviously for the GUI or the GUI, it's very similar. You just need to, it's just easier. If you want it to pop up like I did before and you don't want to type everything in, then use the GUI. Okay, so now that we've got the tutorial down, random sounds for each word are taken from the folder specified. So the result is basically organized chaos. Instead of going through the code one by one, I just made the GitHub repo. So just definitely make sure to download everything that's in there and make sure to read the README, okay? Systems like this are really useful for indie games because they give characters personality without needing full voice acting. And they're surprisingly easy to build once you understand the basic idea. And before we go, I do want to double check. So here's the code. This is our Undertale.py. I actually recorded writing all of this, and I just thought it wasn't as necessary because I already have the GitHub repo. So the one that you're actually going to be downloading is this one. I'll bring it up here, which is our typingvoice.py. So this, we're going to import all this jazz. Make sure you have the dependencies before you open this code, or else you're just going to get errors everywhere. And then this is where like category, this is our parser. So this is the original script. This is the CLI script. Here's the GUI script or the GUI script. And this is just very basic GUI logic. We're building it using TK. It's called Dialogue Voice Generator. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. And that's it. Really, it is so simple. So, especially because you're not going to actually be writing the code. So, download it, make some sounds. You can use my sounds. They're all completely free to use. So please feel free to use my sounds that I do have in the GitHub itself. If you don't want to use my sounds, then make your own. I mean, I have all the names as well for all the sounds. Like if you go to sounds, you go to say melodic. I have the sounds I was trying to mimic in the actual WAV file. So, yeah, have fun, experiment, show what you've made. I'm always excited to see. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments box below, and I'd be happy to help out. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Anyway, that's my little dialogue voice generator experiment. If you want to stick around and learn new hobbies, tools, or projects, definitely come with me and come subscribe, because I have a lot more chaotic experiments planned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time at the Curiosity Cafe.